Hi everyone, so today as you can see we are having the new video review and I'm going to show you the fresh release from Tamiya. It's 124 scale Nissan 24Z and this time we get a version Street Custom. So while previous vehicle was the 24ZG, which I also reviewed on the YouTube channel, but today we are talking about this a bit more sporty version. And as you can see, this comes well, on the box art it is shown in the blue color, but of course you will be free to choose whatever color you would like to. And this is a kit number 367. We also have some additional parts included here which we'll be talking during the video, and it should be already available, so that's why what I have here on the table, that's the final shape of this release. And we are going to start with the box size. So here you can see comparison with my hand. Another notable change is that we don't have the glossy finish anymore, at least on this kit it's more of the satin finish, so quite an interesting change. And then on the other side you can see two suggested marking options. I guess there are also some assembly options different, because as you can see we have the rear view mirrors different. We also have some changes in the rear side. Maybe I can also read what is written here. So this one, the red colored vehicle, it's a North American vehicle, while here we have the Japanese vehicle which was on the box art. And again on the opposite side you can see the chrome decals, some metal air funnels, and also here we have the small feature of the opened bonnet. So this is a top opening box, so it's quite easy and quick to open. And here's what we have inside. I would say there is plenty of space, but still it's better to be careful, because as you can see it's almost up to the top. So I'm going to use the debonder in order to remove the paper clips or the staples here. It's a typical Tamiya thing, so which I am not quite fond of, but well, unfortunately it will take some time, but that's something what I cannot avoid. In the meantime, again, I can remind you that I reviewed the previous car releases as well, so in case you are interested you can find them easily on the same YouTube channel which you are watching at the moment. And we are going to start with the first plastic bag. So here we have the chrome parts. And this is quite interesting thing, because usually they were including the chrome parts as the more of the body parts and also various elements of the interior, while here we have the chrome parts, chrome framing for the windows. And such things should make it easier to mask windows, because probably you won't have to mask even the windows, maybe even only for the window sills, but that's pretty much all. So who knows, maybe such design will be actually more handy. But as you can see, the parts, the chrome finish looks decent in my opinion, so it's just a matter of combining it with the clear parts. Next we continue with the clear parts. So here you can see them, and we have here the lenses for the headlamps. We have the side windows which are connected with this roof panel. We have here the rear window, the glass for the windscreen. Everything looks fine, so the molding quality is traditionally good here, so I don't see any possible issues. And of course we have the pre-molded heater lines here on the rear window, so that's also good. And I don't see any possible problems with these parts. The only thing is whether we have the masks included for the headlamp lenses, because otherwise you have to do everything by your own. So I'm opening the next plastic bag. I forgot to open it in advance, so just give me a moment. Those paper clips are quite fun to deal with. Nevertheless, we have here the engine included. So as you can see, the engine is actually molded together with the gearbox, and I think it looks quite nice for out of the box feature. And of course it might be worth opening it on the finished model. I don't think it will be a difficult task to do, and still it will be quite a cool item to display on the finished car, so definitely consider doing it. And I think in 124 scale it's quite nice feature to have. Next we continue with the another plastic bag, but here we have the body shell. So as you can see, the body is molded together with the doors in place, so you won't be able to open the doors. I think the rear hatch, it is molded separately. I'm just trying to find it on the plastic sprue, but I don't see it. Probably we will see it on the next frames, and of course the bonnet is molded separately, so that's also something what might be handy. Inside we do not have a lot of stuff because it will be assembled separately and installed separately, so do not consider it as something unusual. I think it's typical for such release. Next, I'm opening another plastic bag, so just a moment. Here we have a larger plastic sprue with more parts for the interior and actually exterior as well. So what we have here is the white plastic, so I will have to close the lenses probably and zoom out a bit. So we have here the dashboard, the door panels, also some parts for the engine and the engine bay. The steering wheel is here, exhaust tube, the wheel rims, also the extenders for the wheel rims, the separate spoiler, and also the wheel arch extensions. So they are here, and as you can see, this is quite cool that they are molded as separate parts. I guess all of those parts are specific for today's version, so you won't get them into the previous versions. As you can see, the different front bumper with the circular headlamps. We also have some new specific engine parts which were used in the tuning version, and here you can see the dashboard. But overall, this is the standard molding quality for this brand. I don't see any unpleasant surprises. Maybe it might be tricky to get the proper fitment between those parts and the body shell, but I don't think it will be a really complicated task. Just do not hurry and try to get the clean connection between these parts, because, well, it's a body work, so that's why it will be visible if there will be something off and not properly installed. Next we have the sprue A. So here we have the floor panel, as you can see. Also that's the bonnet, that's the rear hatch, the seats, the seat back panels. Also we have some brake parts as far as you can see, and some parts for the suspension. So overall it looks quite nice. Maybe for the seats, I saw some modelers actually replacing them with the bucket seats, but that's already your decision because it will require some additional money. And here you can check the parts from the opposite side. Okay, next I will open the, well, here something what I do not need to open, to be honest, but I need to zoom in. So let's zoom in and open the lenses a bit. This is the separate plastic bag with the vinyl tires, but what is interesting here are those metal air funnels. So if camera will be kind enough to focus, you will be able to see what I'm talking about. So those metal parts are actually good looking. You don't have to modify them anyhow. So it's just a matter of installing them on the engine. And I think the final result will be quite impressive because, again, those are real metal parts. This is not just an imitation of the metal. Next, I see another chrome sprue, so I should be quick to open it. And I will tell you what we have here. So I can see that here we have the headlamp lenses. We also have the tail, let's say, panel. Also we have some minor parts for the fog lights, but everything looks rather nice. I like the chrome finish in the recent releases from Tamiya. I don't have any complaints. I know that some professional modelers actually stripped those parts and reapplied the chrome finish, but this is already your decision whether you would like to go this way, because it will be a bit more tedious, and such let's say reapplication of the chrome finish, it requires the certain skills, because otherwise you might end up with even worse parts. And next we continue with the black sprue. So here we have another set of parts, and I think this one was more specific for the previous version, because as you can see we have another dashboard. So this is for the Japanese version, that's why we have it in the black plastic. We have the door panels, we have again exhaust fuel tank, some suspension parts. Obviously the suspension will be applied to both vehicles, and we have the interior tab, which should be also universal. So you just decide which version of the vehicle you will pick and then install the parts accordingly. But that's not all, there is one more chrome sprue. This one should be used, as far as you can see, for the front bumper, exhaust tip, and also some other minor elements. So just give me a moment to open it and we will take a closer look together. So just give me a sec. Okay, so here it is, the chrome sprue, chrome bumpers. Here you can see the exhaust tips, so I will have to flip it over, but exhaust tips are actually quite good looking. So if camera will be focusing now, you can see what I'm talking about. They are hollowed out, so they are ready to be used, and I think they are worth the standard out-of-the-box build. But that's not all. We also have the plastic bag with the decals and also the chrome decals as well. For the decals, I do not see any mention where they are coming from. I guess Tamiya prints them by themselves, but we have some decals for the dashboard and also for the license plates. And I was also mentioning the chrome decals, so these ones will be mostly used for the external features of the vehicle and the rear view mirrors. But as you can see, they're really good looking, so they look like real chrome and they should be easy to apply. Just do not hurry, because usually for me, when I was trying to apply them quickly, they were applying in a really bad way. Next we have the background information, which comes as the separate brochure, and here I have to close the lenses. It's printed in black and white, and here we have the, let's say, short history note for this vehicle. Marking guide, as you can see, again black and white. This is something what I'm always saying about Tamiya kits, because for this price I would expect the color printed manual, and as you can see, the manual is also black and white. So on the first page we have some read before assembly and recommended tools. Then you have to decide which version of the vehicle you will be using, but as you can see, everything begins with the chassis. Then we continue with the suspension, then we install various minor items inside in the bonnet area. Also here we have the engine bay detailed even more. Then we have the engine itself. So there are a lot of features actually going onto the engine, which is rather cool. So definitely try to work your best and try to achieve a nice paintwork on this item, and then it will be worth exposing it on the finished vehicle. Then we continue with the rear suspension, the exhaust, and it's already step 13. Then here you can see the radiator and also attachment of it, assembly of the wheels. And this separate lip is actually a good feature, because you can paint it chrome separately and then just connect it with the rim part, and this way you won't have to mask anything. Next we continue with interior. So again, a lot of things going inside, and it might be worth also adding some fine features in case you have some additional things to add. As I said, the seats might be also a good candidate for replacement. And then we continue with installation of this tube or tab onto the chassis. We start working on the body. So here you have to paint the interior areas into the black color, so do not forget about it, otherwise you will have a weird looking vehicle. Here we install also the exterior parts, this arch extenders, also the headlamps, the windscreen, and then we have the hood cowl, and then another side windows. And here you can see also the rear windshield. Then we continue with the front grille, which is plastic here. And I think there will be some aftermarket in PE parts. Next we continue with the tail lights and some additional parts for the bumper. And here you can see also the correction for the rear bumper. So you have to install it in the different way, not as depicted here actually. Next we continue with the license plates and also the body parts, rear view mirrors and the screen wipers. And here you can see the final steps. So that's the bonnet, and also the bonnet can be opened or closed, of course. So overall I think that's a cool change from the previous version of 240. So in case you missed it, or you were waiting for this more sporty type, then you are good to go, because it's already available. And of course I will be happy to hear your opinion, so do not forget to write it here in the comment section below. And I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today, and bye.